Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's show. Welcome to Disabled Reality. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke. We have a very interesting topic for today's show and very important as well, in which it is yes, we have the vaccines, but people can combine them with old school remedies to survive the cold, flu, and COVID season. So let's get right into this. Yes, we have the vaccines for like the flu vaccine. We have the vaccines for COVID. We have these vaccines that we need uh for the season, you know, and but we can combine them. We can combine this fact with the fact of old school remedies, you know, um, because one of the important things to remember is, you have to build up your immune system. All right, to really not get sick during the cold and flu and COVID season is to really build up your immune system. You know, um, like growing up, uh, like my grandmother, we would, she would always eat oatmeal every morning, especially during the mornings of days like that would be like bad weather days. Oatmeal in the morning, right? And always washing your hands is another thing. Oh, really? Always washing your hands, like when you come in from the outside. We used to think like my mother was crazy saying this. Uh, she used to always say, "We're outside. You're coming inside. Go wash your hands immediately. After you kick off your shoes, go wash your hands." We used to think like, "Lady, you're crazy," but now we realize that what she was meaning. It's so important to wash your hands, like when you're coming in from the outside. You know, covering your mouth when you cough or sneeze, but not use your hands to cover your mouth or whatever. You got to use the inside part of your arm, like on the other side on the other side of your arm from where your elbow is. It's like that little indent point. You got to use that part of your arm to cover your mouth and your nose, like when you cough or sneeze or whatever. You don't use your hands to cover your mouth and your nose or whatever, because you're spreading germs that way. Doing all these things, you know, helps to protect you from getting sick during the cold and flu and COVID season. Seriously, and now I gotta say this: there's a lot of Republicans out there that were COVID deniers. They were saying like, "Oh, it's a hoax." Now they're finally believing that it's not a hoax, that it's real. Now they're seeing a lot of uh, Republicans, like getting vaccines and stuff like that, and they're waking up finally, and you know, um, and so even though we have all these vaccines, you can combine this fact with the old school remedies. If combining the two, combining these two, you're very much more protective. Protected, I should say. Like with eating the oatmeal, it builds up your immune system. Taking care of your health and building up your immune system, you know, you could probably avoid getting sick and stuff, you know. And there's also a lot of people carry hand sanitizers on them and stuff. You could do all these things to help protect yourself, uh, to lower the odds of you getting sick. You can. And so, and even if you do get sick, don't panic. There are the vaccines out there. There are um, the shots out there that you can take to if you're sick and stuff. So you gotta take precautionary measures, and you gotta take care of your health. You know, so especially during the winter season, during uh, the spring season, during the seasons like where it would normally be bad weather, you gotta take precautionary measures. You gotta worry about your health, your kids' health, and stuff like that. Get vaccinated. They're always suggesting around the winter season and stuff get vaccinated. It helps to protect you, you know. So the vaccines are there. We have the medicine out there, but you can also again combine it with old school remedies. If you really want to go old school, uh, depending upon your culture, there's people out there who still believe in the old school ways of, you know, I don't recommend it to anybody. I don't, you know, there's older people that would take, a shots of strong alcohol and stuff like that, but I do not recommend it. I'm not recommending any of my fans do this. So, but, there's old school remedies. And let me tell you something. The older generation, I'm talking about people that are like in the 80s, 90s, or even in the hundreds, they survived an era where there were many illnesses and diseases out there, okay? And they didn't have the vaccines that we have today. So they did old school remedies, right? And they survived. They survived. Think about that. They were living in an era where they did not have the vaccines like we do today, and they survived. Think about how they survived. They used old school remedies. So we can combine the generations if you think about it. And that way we're really protected. But, but again, I do not recommend or suggest anybody, drinking strong alcohol or whatever. I do not recommend it at all. I do not suggest it. You know, um, so, but I do suggest things like to build up your immune system. You know, like eating oatmeal in the morning. Build up your immune system. Dress properly for the weather. That's another thing. Dress properly for according to the weather. If it's bad weather outside, don't walk outside in a freaking tank top and a pair of shorts. I mean, come on, common sense. Bundle up if it's bad weather out there. You know. So, but anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there about the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. The link to there is awldny.com. You guys could check out all the items on there. And I also wanted to remind all my fans out there about my other business, my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that is AIHNY.com. And you guys could check out all the pages on there. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.